Scott Morgan here, Michigan Sports Radio. Joining me once again is Coopersville's Varsity head football coach, Ed Kaman. Coach, welcome to the show.
Hey, Scott. Thanks for having me.
You bet. This is the one we don't like, though. This is the one we want to have at the very end, but tough game last Friday night against East Grand Rapids. A very good East Grand Rapids team, I may add.
Yeah, it was a tough game. Obviously, had our chances. We hung in there, played really well, I thought, early on. They score and make it 6-0. We get the stop on the PAT with the bobbled snap there, so it's 6-0. And then our kids respond, man. We drive the field, come down, and we drive down, I think, to about the 15, 20-yard line, whatever it was. And then we end up throwing an interception in the end zone, turn the ball over. And that was just really unfortunate because if we could have scored there, now you're looking at maybe 7-6 and got the lead and some confidence and some momentum. Headed into halftime, there was only maybe a minute left or so, 2 minutes left after we had, kind of scored there.
Yep.
If we would have scored and just couldn't get it. So turnovers can haunt you, and just unfortunate, but that's part of the game. In this time of year, if you don't play well and turn the ball over, probably going to have a hard time winning games, right? Especially in a game that's going to be that tight, right? That close. We knew it was going to be close going in. Knew that a few scores could probably win the game.
Yeah.
Just because it was probably going to be lower scoring based on how they were playing defense and kind of where things looked. But just proud of the kids. I thought they battled really hard, really hung in there throughout the game, had their chances in the second half, just couldn't get a lot going. And they're a good team, so credit to them, and they'll continue to move on to the regional.
Yeah, it was, you mentioned, like you said, the kids, after giving up the score, it was back and forth. Both teams had a chance at 2 possessions right there in the beginning. And then, like I said, the next possession, East took it down, puts it in. We stopped them. And then, like you said, the kids responded great. Got all the way down to the 15. And we've talked. Yeah. Penalties come back to haunt sometimes. And we had a false start. And then so that backed us up. And then that was, like I say, a missed tip, on the pass there. And just an unfortunate, shot there. Defensively, your guys played great.
Yeah, we knew that, they were going to be a pretty run-dominant team. That's kind of who they were,
Yeah.
They were going to take some shots down the field at times, but we knew that the quarterback was kind of their bell cow. He was going to carry the ball, and they should. He's a big kid.
Yeah, he is.
6'3", 6'2", whatever he is, 220 pounds, and it's a big boy. And, honestly, I thought we did a really good job on him. Limited a lot of things. We gave up a long third down that really hurt us on the drive when they scored the first touchdown. Had a 3rd and 19 where, we just couldn't get the kid tackled, and just a tough play defensively. But, overall, they're a good team. We knew they were going to run it, but our kids played so well defensively. I thought we did a good job slowing down the run and not giving up big plays, making them earn their yards and having our chances. So
they did that the last couple of weeks. Right here at the end, they forced whoever they were playing to drive all the way down. Like I said, they didn't give up big plays in the Cedar Springs game, Kennewa, or this game.
And that really was a huge, point of emphasis coming from last year to this year. We had some situations where we felt like even in that district final last year with Forest Hill Central that, we gave up a couple really big plays in the passing game that were just miscommunication or communication errors. That we just, we kind of felt like we beat ourselves. Like we can't make those kind of mistakes. And I talk to the kids all the time about the game of football is challenging enough. We don't need to make it more difficult on ourselves, by having to play ourselves each week, right? So we have to limit those kind of mental errors and those things. And I thought the kids really did a great job for most of the season, really doing that, not giving up a ton of big plays that way, being better with our communication. I thought the kids did a good job with that throughout the year.
I had to laugh, and I have to get your thoughts on, at the end of the first quarter, the chain gang trying to move and the referees trying to get the chain set. It was a killer up in the booth. Everybody in the booth was saying the same thing. The PA announcer said, "Can I just turn on the mic and tell them put the chain at this down?" And it was on your side, so you had to be
I was pretty adamant about what it needed to be. I was trying to communicate with the head official, kind of my thoughts, and just kind of thought that was pretty cut and dry. But I think they just made a mistake on the sideline with where they had placed the clip, and then put it on the wrong yard line, obviously. And then once they moved it back, it was where it needed to be. So not great, but obviously they got it right.
They got it right
So
at the very end, which is
that's what's important.
Yeah.
They got it right.
Yeah,
So.
they kept trying, and we got it to where I think somebody. I looked and I
I'm just glad the conversation was on our sideline.
Yes,
not 53 yards away.
Exactly.
On the other side. So
exactly. Special teams did well as with punting and kicking. There seemed to be everybody was working all together at the same spot.
Yeah, we did some good things. I thought, Jaden Bosker's been a really good addition punting-wise. We've kind of tried to utilize some of his athleticism and use him kind of a rugby punt, a little bit of a different punting scheme. Early in the year, we were kind of just stationary and punting, and then, we kind of put him on the run and moved him a little bit out on the perimeter and had him kind of punt on the run with a rugby style.
Yeah.
And that allows our coverage team to get down there and put more pressure on the defense, and it doesn't allow for much of a return. By the time that he punts that ball, our coverage team is down there, and the returners tend to just get away from the ball and let it roll. So really, he's done a great job of flipping the field at times, and just kind of using that scheme to our advantage, which has been great. And then I thought Sam Kelly was outstanding in his kickoffs. We knew that they had ran. If you've seen that before, they run the starburst. East Grand Rapids does, where the guy catches it and turns and hands it off, almost like a wing T handoff, kind of on the kick return. And we just wanted to negate that whole thing by just popping the ball up. So we made some changes with our alignment and popping the ball up to a certain spot, and he executed that really well. So I was proud of him and the kids for doing a good job with that on special teams.
All right, get your final thoughts on this season.
Yeah, just what a great group of seniors. I just, I just can't say enough about this group and like how fun it was to come to practice. I mean, a ton of personality in this group.
Yes.
When they weren't giving each other a bunch of crap, it was just a lot of fun. A lot of those kids fight like a married couple sometimes, I think. So that was comical at times.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of fun. And I'm just really proud of this team in general, the seniors especially and their leadership. A unique year for us, and that we start 0-3.
Yeah.
And really at that point, would have been real easy to have guys jumping off the ship, getting off the tracks and kind of pointing the finger and playing the blame game and doing those things. And this group did nothing of that. They really rallied, and especially the senior group, brought these guys together. And there was never one, and I'm sure in the back of everybody's mind, like, oh man, are we going to be able to make the playoffs? Are we going to get in? Are we, and as that goes on, you end up going 3. I think a lot of kids, are probably wondering that. But you know what? Nobody said a word. And whether it was coaches or kids or whatever, we just told the kids, just keep working. And they did. And they showed up every single Monday. They're resilient as all get out, and they came back every Monday ready to work and get better. And I thought you could see the real improvement with this team, from start to finish. We had a few injuries here or there kind of early on and in the middle, but we overcame those, got those kids back. And we had a lot of kids get valuable experience, which was great to see. But just really proud of our senior kids for leading this group out of that 0-3 start to come back and qualify for the playoffs and win a playoff game. And get right back. And what I told them is get right back to the exact same spot we were a year ago.
Yeah.
At the end of the season. Obviously, you want a different outcome. You want to win that game. But all that being said, and all the things we went through and all the adversity we faced and the things we had to overcome, they battled and led our team and got us right back to where we were a year ago. And we're going to kick down that door and take another step here soon.
Yeah.
But really special to play, that many football games. I was talking to Coach Lyon. He's a numbers guy. But what did he say? We played 44 games.
Yeah.
And whatever number of times, just the last few years here, just extra.
4 years.
Almost an extra season, by advancing in the playoffs and doing that. So just proud of this group and just a really fun year.
Yeah, and you said, like I said, it was talking to the guys, during that 0-3 interviewing all the seniors. Again, they just stayed positive. They kept thinking, kept knowing that, we're going to make it. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. And sure enough, they did. And it's going to be, a good group. Going to be missed, as we always do. We always miss, this group that goes out.
Tough to see them go.
And so, like I said, we'll look forward to seeing what happens, what's next for the Coopersville Broncos and Coach Kaman and everybody. Time to get ready again, isn't it?
No, we'll be back at it. Back to work.
Back to work. Well, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time out, as usual, all season long, sit down and talk with me. And, we get to talk our favorite thing, Coopersville High School football.
Yeah. No, thank you to you and Steve and Sadie and the whole group. I just can't say enough about, you guys covering our program and getting our games out there to our community. And there's a lot of people that really enjoy listening to those games. And, certain people when they're at home with a baby. So it's been great. And as always, just great job. So appreciate you guys and everything you do for our program.
No, thank you. All right. Well, Coach, have a good one, and we'll talk soon here on Michigan Sports Radio.
Sounds good. Thanks, Scott.